Hey guys, it's Mike from Tactical Considerations again. Wanted to put out another quick video on something I talked about a little bit ago, and that's holsters. And how so many people go so wrong with holsters, which is a mistake I have made myself in the past. Got a couple things I'm going to show you, some good, some really, really bad, and some that are okay. So let's get into this and see which one's going to work for you.
A lifetime in repeat.
Hey guys, it's Mike again with Tactical Considerations. And like I said, wanted to go over some holsters. Some of them are good, some of them are really catastrophic failures in my opinion, but these were all learning curves for me, starting from probably 10 to 15 years ago, some of these holsters. So what I'm going to do is bring out some of the old bad ones that I still had, and we're going to go from, in my opinion, what is worst, work our way up to best. So worst, getting started right here, is something like this. Now this specific one happens to be a Don Hume holster. Now he's a guy that makes a lot of leather products for cowboys. Well, years and years ago when I first got my first concealed carry license in the state of Washington, I met somebody and they were like, oh, just get something like this and it'll be just fine. Well, yes and no. I mean, does it work? Yeah, it'll hold your gun and it has some, chingy dingy little metal clip on it. That one's gone. A little metal clip, so it's gonna bend and just get, messed up over time. But plus, not a high grade leather, it's cheap, you can feel it. Just not good. Plus, one clip is real hard to position securely on your body somewhere, especially when you're moving, unless you've got larger clothing items on. So next in the lineup would be something like this. This was about a $120 mistake I made several years ago. I was attending some things that had to be very nicely dressed, and I couldn't, at the time, I didn't have a setup, a rig to conceal very well. So again, steered the wrong direction by somebody who I shouldn't have listened to, and they said, oh, run out and get this ankle holster. I can't even remember who makes this one, but it sucks. Ankle holsters suck. They're horribly uncomfortable, especially now, half the people in the world wear these skinny jeans. This ain't gonna work. So yeah, trash. So the next thing was, and this comes with a caveat because great many amazing companies were started in garages. But if you got a buddy that says, oh, hey bro, I just started making Kydex like last week. So if you need a holster, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. I'll give you my gun and you can make me a holster. Well, yeah, it's like $60. What? You just started making holsters last week and you want to take my gun, stick it in a hot area, and then charge me for it? Well, depending on the skill level of that person, how long they've been building holsters, and how much trust you have with that person. If they destroy something, they're going to pay you for it. This is a holster. I would say it's medium quality. It was built by a guy that I'm friends with who now does much higher level holsters. Good friend of mine, does a lot of work for law enforcement community. But this was kind of his first generation when he really started to kind of figure things out. And this was for a Glock 21, and it was for a rig I just wanted to go to the range and wear on a belt. Good stuff. But if you got a buddy that tells you, yo bro, I started making those holsters, check a couple of his other ones out first before you pay him, or make him a deal. Says, hey, I'll let you borrow my gun for a mold and you don't charge me for that holster that may or may not totally suck. So you get into the next one, which is a professional grade company, in the waistband type holster like this. This one's made by a company called CYA. I don't even know who the hell they are. This came with a gun that I bought from a guy, and I basically used it to stick that gun in my belt line and carry it home. And that was about it. It's lived in my closet over there with all the rest of the junk. Not a bad product. It's decently made. I want to say that this holster is probably like $40. So I think that's what the guy told me. For $40, you can get a holster that'll work. Still not the highest quality thing in the world, but a lot of things to pay attention to is just the finish work on them. Are the edges rounded? Are they using quality retainers in here? Are they using good parts? I'm not a huge fan of these single clips. I like appendix rigs with the magazine and the gun, and they have more than one clip because that makes it better to retain for you. Plus, there's no adjustability here for ride height. So if you're carrying an appendix rig, all of you guys need to know that if you don't have any adjustment, depending on how that manufacturer makes their holster, you may ride a little high or you may ride a little low. What I can tell you is the higher you ride, the more you print, the more you can see the butts of that gun, of that pistol in there. And anyone who's looking for that, you know, me, you, other people, they're gonna know that. So be wary of that. If you get a holster and you want an appendix rig, get a quality one. And I'll go over the next one. It's a super high quality rig, but make sure you've got some adjustment because one size does not fit all. All right, so the last holster, and I've shown this one before. I kind of got some crazy colors on this one. This is that Cryptic Typhoon and then that, you know, zombie green on the back, just because I wanted to be able to reach in and be like, that's the one I need today. So sometimes when I do wild colors on things, it's because I like them. And sometimes it's because I've got too many of one thing and I need to know the color right away. So this is the Trex sidecar. Okay, this is an appendix rig and you can see the angles on this. It's very, very form fit. You've got tons of tensioning around here that you can tighten to suit your specific gun. You've got multiple retention clips that are very high quality. I've had this holster for a long time now. And you have adjustment on them. So if you see right here, you've got all this adjustment in the clips. Now I didn't adjust this at first. I kind of trusted Trex with how it came. What I found out was I was printing just a little bit. So what I did was I went ahead and I put the clips, I put it all the way up, as high as I could go. And I can tell you now, my Glock 19 in my magazine, you could not tell I was carrying this, even if you were looking for it. Even in a form-fit shirt, awesome, awesome holster. Edge work, awesome. Now when I'm carrying appendix, I like the full sweat guard. I like it all the way up because I live in Arizona, 120 degree summers, you're sweating like a pig. I don't want all that sweat on my gun. So also Trex kind of invented the whole clip here on the side, this claw. And what this does is it presses on your belt. And if this was my stomach, say my feet were pointing that way, and this was in my belt line, this presses on your belt and brings that gun tighter into your body. Now this is an awesome holster. I want to say it's about 110, 115 bucks depending on the colors. But I promise you, you will not be disappointed in this holster. Now, I've got a tier 1 concealment holster coming soon. They've got a new version of that is flexible. I don't know how that's gonna work out. What I can tell you is I am super excited to get that holster and check because T1C makes some really, really high level holsters. Hit that subscribe button, guys. If you wanna see something, let me know. And as always, guys, stay safe and stay ready.